What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, Glenn?
Man, I had to do the appropriate intro for you guys. So this is Dr. Zach Allman, Jonathan Catapano. Did I say that right, man? I always butcher your name, dude.
You got it right, man. It's exactly like it looks.
We get the founders of Apex Payment Solutions. I'm super happy to have you guys on it. And here's the thing. The other day, I was talking to them, and I'm like, hey, are you guys going to be at the Dental Maverick event that's coming up in a couple of weeks? I'm speaking there. And they're like, yeah, we're going to be there. And then we started talking about what you guys do with Apex. And, I wanted to bring you guys on because I think a lot of people, they're always focused on, okay, you guys save them so much money with merchant services. So first, I'm going to throw that out there, right? I thought I was using the cheapest, right? I'm the Nifty Thrifty guy. And Zach's like, let me look at it. Let me look at it. I was like, no, dude, I got the cheapest. And I think you beat it by a lot, right?
Cut your rate in half, Glenn.
Cut my rate in half, right? And so you have all these people, they jump on, they're like, you know what? I got it from Wells Fargo, Zach and Jonathan. And you guys are like, yeah, and? Or I got it from, well, we won't mention other companies, okay? We're not going to throw anyone under the bus. But, I mean, you guys have proven yourselves. So many people in Nifty Thrifty, dentists use you guys. But the one thing you brought up, which I was so shocked, is, you guys have other features, right? You get the payment online, which I use all the time at my site. You guys do the payment plans and whatnot. And I've been taking advantage of this. And you told me that not too many people do. They don't know that.
So kind of what I really wanted to focus on, because this is the Nifty Thrifty group, is focusing on other ways that we can save the group members money. And this has been brought up a couple times in posts on the group. Hey, who are you guys using to manage your in-office payment plans? Hey, who are you using to manage your loyalty plans? And I'm sitting here thinking, guys, you don't need to pay anybody else to do that because you already have that feature within our software. So we really wanted to kind of go beyond the merchant services and really talk about the value-added features of the online platform that can save you money, increase your case acceptance, and just be a value-added piece to the practice, in addition to giving you the best rate for processing in the dental industry. So I feel
like we have all the bases covered for good rates, great equipment. We have a great platform like that. I feel like we've proven ourselves with, and I think that's out there. This is going to be really focused on the things that people probably aren't taking advantage of, or don't really realize that we offer that you might pay other service providers for.
So Jonathan, let me ask you this, okay? Because, I want to talk to someone who's not a dentist. Okay, so Jonathan's one of the co-founders. He's not a dentist, but he has so much experience in this field. So let me ask you this, Jonathan, as a consumer, how important is it to be able to pay like your bills online?
I mean, I'll be the first one to admit, if it's not on recurring or is easy to pay online, it's probably not going to get paid. So there's been several times I'm like, oh wait, I got to get this paid because it wasn't recurring. So if let's be real, it's not.
Because if you think about it, how many times, Jonathan, seriously, let me ask you, how many times have you ever called in and say, excuse me, I'd like to pay my bill right now? Like call them and actually do it.
Oh yeah, no. The only time I've done that is when I've looked at it and I was like, oh, this is going to get cut off today if I don't pay it because it's not. And that's horrible. And my wife yells at me all the time, but it's a reality. We're busy doing other things, not thinking about paying bills or writing checks.
I love it. And guys, if you're watching right, for those who are watching right now, if you like what you're hearing, type in the comments section Apex. But if you want a nifty deal, right? I'm gonna look. These guys only work off. Zach, he wants recognition. You're gonna have to say Zach. Type in Zach or Apex, and maybe we can convince him to do a nifty deal. Okay, so Zach, let's jump right into it, man. Let's give everyone the demo, the stuff that I've been using, and so that all the members can see.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick, Glenn. Let me know, make sure that it's working for us. Okay. All right. Can you see the online platform that I pulled up here?
Yes.
Yep, we can see it. So this is the online platform that every one of our clients gets. This is kind of your clearinghouse for all of your transactions, all of your payment plans, all of the different features that we're going to go into. So what we're looking at right here is the dashboard. This is a dummy account. I didn't want to share anybody's HIPAA data. So what we're looking at is kind of the potential for what it could be. But on this screen, this gives you kind of a snapshot of what your practice has been doing. You can look at your funding trends over the past 30 days, 90 days, over the entire course of history that you've been processing with us. And it just gives you a better finger on the pulse of the practice. When are we the busiest? When are we the slowest? You can tailor your practice's hours or needs based off of the trends that you're seeing here. But what we're really going to go into today is the virtual terminal and all the features that it has. Because if there's one thing that we wanted to do when we created this platform for our clients is the more ways you give a patient to pay, the more likely they are to pay, right? So like Glenn said, we have direct website integration and no additional cost for our clients. A lot of times, people that have payment portals on their websites are paying a third-party vendor like Stripe or Square or Authorize.net to host that secure payment portal. What that creates is complications because, one, you're getting charged a separate set of merchant fees. Two, it does not batch with your in-office payments, so you have to look at 2 different funding cycles to reconcile your end of day. And 3, it's just complex, convoluted, and expensive. With our payment portal, I'm actually going to pull up one of our clients' homepage. We actually create the code that integrates directly into your website as a Pay It Now tab. And this is completely customizable. You can say Pay It Now, Pay My Bill, Pay Here, whatever you want it to say. When you click on that, it redirects you to a hosted payment page that's actually hosted on our secure encrypted server. To the patient-facing site, it looks like they are still on your website. But on the back end, it's actually hosted on our encrypted server, so you have no risk or liability of that online transaction. And you can completely customize this page as well. You can have it be, you can have the account number, invoice number. You can have different paying fields. So if a grandparent wants to pay for a kid or parents want to pay on a kid's account. Basically, the way I use this in my office is we'll send out invoices. And at the bottom of the invoice, it says, for your convenience, you can either stop in to pay in person, you can call us over the phone and make a payment during business hours, or for your convenience, you can pay online at any time referencing this invoice number. So boom, they get online, 10 o'clock at night, they're like, oh crap, I've got to pay my bill. Or, oh crud, I've got my appointment tomorrow. I forgot I had to prepay for my appointment or they're not going to see me. They get online, 10 o'clock, boom, they can pay. They don't have to wait until you're open. And it's automatically funded into your home page, which is your reporting page. So all of these payments, whether they occur online or in office or over the phone, funnel into the same funding cycles and the batch. So I've created this, this dummy transaction that I just ran on my website. And what it shows up as captured. What will happen is this, in this case, dollar transaction will get funded at the same time and in the same batch as my in-office payments that I ran today in the office. So I'm only paying one batch fee. I'm getting all of my funds in one lump sum, so it's easier for me to reconcile at the end of the day. And then we can just continue on with business.
So what you're saying, Zach, is one of your, if like say you have one of your team members, doing the admin portion of your, for your business, basically they can see every single transaction that showed up, whether it was taken in office from a terminal, on your website, everything comes to this one database so they can see all of the transactions, sort it out, export it. It makes it very easy to find every transaction you take.
What I do is I have my my business administrator who is at our checkout. She's always logged in to this screen throughout the day. It's one of the first things she does when she checks it or when she opens up the office in the morning to check for any payments that were made overnight. She's going to see if they were made overnight because it shows up green here as captured.
Gotcha.
Okay. Once she notices that, she clicks on who made that payment. My name's always going to show up if I made it either as a recurring payment or an online payment. And then she just goes in and adjusts the ledger for the account. So it's like a transaction occurred that day.
Very simple.
So that's one of the features that we add. The next thing, which is my personal favorite, is the automated payment plan management software. And this can be used for so many different things in the dental office. And I've created 3 different plans to show you what we use it for in my office.
Zach, hold up, man, hold up. All right, let me ask you this. So the biggest problem that people have, right, when they're trying to do the payment plans in their own practice, right, is that they got to get somebody to physically go there and enter that stuff in all the time, right? And then you got to hold your team member accountable, right? Like, hey, did you do the payment for that payment plan? And that's why everyone kind of uses a third party, right? So what have you guys done to solve that issue? Do you guys have it where it's automated, where you don't have to rely on team members, or do you have something where it automatically does it?
Because what's everyone using right now? I mean, what's primarily you're seeing? Care Credit, or what do you guys see in your office? What's the
So my office, I mean, we use different financing companies like Care Credit, United Medical Credit, and whatnot, but we also do in-office financing, right? And so well, I'm not going to spoil it for Zach.
Yeah. No, that's definitely something to talk about.
But before I was a customer, I mean, literally we had spreadsheets and whatnot, kept track of it, but we had to enter it in manually.
Sure.
But now that I'm a customer, well, Zach, I'll let you explain the rest.
So let's go ahead and create this. Okay, so let's say Mrs. Smith walks in the door and she's like, I've read about your loyalty plan. I want in on this. I want to do this. You guys have already established your fee for your annual plan. And that's different for every office. I'll just kind of speak on my plan, what we use in my office. We've basically calculated what does 2 cleanings per year with bite wings, a pano, and fluoride cost, and we discount it by 20%. And that's the annual fee. Works out to be about $400, let's just say roughly. And so what we do is we give them the option. We could say, well, Mrs. Smith, if you want to be part of our loyalty plan, you have 2 ways of doing that. You can pay an annual lump sum of $400, or if you want to break it out into monthly payments, it's $40 a month. So there's a little bit of an increase if they want to do the monthly payments. So if we're creating that and she says, sounds great, I want to do once a year, I'm just going to pay it up front, and I just want it to keep running indefinitely. So what you do is you can actually enter her card information here. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use a saved card, because you can actually securely store credit card information on our encrypted server as well. Just look for my card. So here's my card that I've stored. You notice
because
could you blow that up so we can all see the number?
Yeah. Well, it's tokenized and encrypted, so
you can go ahead and take a look at that number because it's an encrypted token.
Well, the nice part about this is if you've run someone's card, it automatically stores it for you, or you can manually store it themselves. So either way, it'll start.
Wait, so Jonathan, that's huge, because that's like another thing that a lot of people are worried about. They're worried about, well, what about team members just swiping these cards and
you can't do anything with it. I mean, you can zoom in on this. It's got a token of 9. It's got a bunch of random numbers. You couldn't do anything with it anyway.
Wow, I love it. I love it. So that really keeps the patient safe, keeps you guys safe as well, by doing that. Cool.
So when we create this plan, you can completely customize it. You can run it, if you can see this, you can run it daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. For this instance, let's just choose a yearly plan. We're going to have it start today. We're going to bill it every 1 year until it's canceled, and we're going to call it, you know what? We're going to call this GV Black's Loyalty Plan.
Nice.
We're going to run that for, let's just call it $400. Now, if you watch, it went ahead and populated the next 2 years of payments. So when you click on this payment plan, you know what date that's going to run, and it runs automatically. The other nice feature about this is you can click on email receipt. So the patient gets an automatic emailed receipt when that payment runs, and you get notification in the software when it runs. So what I do is I just have all of our clients that are on our loyalty plan. My business administrator, she does have an Excel spreadsheet just with a list of the names. And we actually just make a note in their Dentrix account that they're on the loyalty plan. But we don't have it to do anything else with it. Because when it runs, she updates their ledger. We just look in the ledger, make sure it ran and it was captured, and we're good to go. Okay?
So I'm not going to call either of you two out, but I have been in offices in the Southeast where there is a lady that has a drawer with credit card numbers written down on it. That's the secure folder. That is not compliant, just so everyone knows. That's why we have this. If someone in your office has a little spreadsheet or a drawer with credit card numbers in it, you need to get rid of that thing because.
Listen, I'll be the first to admit it. When we took over the practice, our office manager had a Rolodex sitting at the front desk with all the credit card numbers in it.
Doesn't surprise me.
Not a joke. And I was like, that is the first thing that has to go. It's not secure. It's not compliant. You are completely at risk as the office. Because like you said, your front office can steal those credit cards. Patients can come in and swipe those credit cards. Somebody that breaks into the office has access to all those credit cards. And who do you think is liable for any fraud that happens because of that?
Mm-hmm.
Your office.
You guys, yeah. So Zach, real quick, just to show everybody, you do sometimes break those payments into like 10 or 12. So if you break it into 12, you're making like an extra $80 a year basically by financing that out for them.
Correct.
Can you just show them how to just quickly change that to just 12 months just to show how it shows all the billing?
Yep. So let's say we go to the month, they choose the monthly plan. We're going to do it once every month until it's canceled. And then let's just call that $40. And then it automatically repopulates. And you can see here, it's populated out the next 12 payments.
There you go.
Okay, so let's go back to the billing plans, because one of the other features I like is exactly what Jonathan was talking about with that stored credit card information. For each credit card, you can create multiple plans. So as you can see here, with this one credit card, which is mine, I've created a loyalty plan, I've created an Invisalign plan, and I've created a denture plan in case I decide not to straighten my teeth with orthodontics, but just yank them out, put it in. Okay, so I really like the Invisalign plan because this is a feature we've used in our office to completely eliminate care credit. So if you think about another cost savings opportunity, when you're financing with care credit, you're taking a hit at 10%, all the way up to 18%. Actually, I don't even know anymore because we don't use it. But what we do in our office is we require a 25% down payment, and then we break up these payments for Invisalign over the course of treatment. So if we're looking at a 6-month treatment plan, we're breaking it up into 6 monthly payments. And you see when I clicked on that billing plan detail, you see exactly when these payments are scheduled to run. And you can actually see when they have run, it actually says completed. So you can just click on each plan and you can see the complete payment.
Question for you, Zach. With care credit, if someone, basically if they don't pay, aren't you guys on the hook still for it? How does it, do you know how that works?
Glenn, you might be able to speak to this a little bit more, having used these third-party financing a little bit more recently. But the reason that we eliminated it completely from the office is because of the restrictions they put on the plans. You know, they cannot apply for the plan or cannot apply for care credit in your office on the same IP address, or they would, they could potentially come back to you for all that payment that was made. And basically, to me, it's like, well, then why the heck am I paying you the 10% if you're not securing and guaranteeing that transaction?
Right. And that's the thing too. And also, the fact is that not everyone can use care credit, right? So really, I mean, if you have an in-office plan and a plan that doesn't take too much time from your staff, it's a no-brainer. I mean, there's companies right now that actually set this up for you exactly like this, except you pay them to do it.
Yep.
$100.
The great thing is that you guys have it here, and you got to put a little bit of legwork in here by just setting up these templates. But literally, you can cut that company out and just do this yourself. You want to charge someone interest, you want to charge something else, you can actually figure that out and just have it into this template.
Exactly.
That's what's really powerful about this.
Exactly. And it's a powerful tool also from a manpower standpoint, because traditionally payment plans that were run in office, your good old office manager would come in on a Friday when nobody was in there, spending 3 or 4 hours either running those credit cards on your terminal or calling Mrs. Smith to authorize a payment, and you might not get a hold of her until next week. And then those payments get delayed. But at the same time, you're paying that office manager or that hourly worker to run those payment plans when you're not there. So you're saving on manpower hours as well. My favorite thing to see is coming in Monday morning and seeing that transactions ran automatically over the weekend, because we were still making money while we weren't even in the office.
There you go. Something cool too, I don't know if you guys know, there's an account updater on this. So that's notorious about these old plans. You would get credit card information and the card would expire. Now that card is no longer good. This actually has a built-in feature, updates that information for you, so you don't have to go back out and get it. So that card will, as long as they don't change the actual card number itself, it's good.
Wait, hold up. Wait, say that again, because you know what? That's the most annoying thing, right?
It is annoying.
Do you still need to share your screen?
Nope.
Okay, so let's unshare it. That way, right now the view is just you and the. Okay, so awesome. Yeah. All right, so hey guys, we are doing our live on a different platform today because we wanted to do the screen share, and you guys see that how awesome that is. If you have any questions, I'm actually checking the group, so type in the comments section if you have any questions. Number one, and like I said, if you want the Nifty deal, you got to type in Apex. Okay, so. Jonathan, I'm going to talk about this, man. I mean, that's one of the most annoying things is I have something on auto pay, right?
Yep.
And then they say, I'll get an email saying, hey, we're about to cut off your phone or do something crazy, right? And I'm like, dude, no one ever said anything. So what you're telling me is that you guys automatically just update that without
it updates, yeah. It's on a recurring plan. I don't know how it does it. It's above my pay grade on how it actually does it, but I just know it works. It'll update the expiration date on those cards.
Basically, when the software is communicating with a credit card company and verifying that the card is valid and active, it's updating the card information as well.
That is awesome, man. So what's so cool is that you guys have this. This is if you are an Apex customer, right? So first of all, here's the thing: if you're not doing your merchant services through Apex, right?
Why not?
Number one, why not, right? But here's the thing: if you were gonna do one thing, right, just one thing this year to try to save money, this is the low-hanging fruit. Okay, all the people that said that they save money in Nifty, Thrifty, Dennis, it's always the merchant services with Apex is where they save the most money, because you know what? It's not like, hey, you got this intraoral camera, that's a sweet deal, right? It's like a one and done. No, if you save money, it is basically all the time, because you know what? Depending on where you practice, most people pay with a credit card, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I beg people to pay with cash, but normally they pay with a credit card. So think about actually how much money you're actually saving there every single day. So let's start with that, because most people in this group, they know about Apex, but we have a lot of new members join all the time. So someone's watching like, okay, you know what? I'm game. I want to see what you guys can do. What's the first step, Zach?
So the first step is to reach out. We make it, being a dentist myself, I hate the hard sell. So I'm never going to kind of actively pursue clients other than, sponsoring and putting out the information. So you can reach out to us directly via email or Facebook Messenger. My email address is zak@apexpaymentsolutions.com. You can reach out to Jonathan directly, jc@apexpaymentsolutions.com. You can call us directly, Facebook Messenger. Our information's out there in the group. If you just tag us in a post, we're going to respond within an hour. That's one of the things that we have that we feel is at the core of our service is accountability and accessibility. Because the worst thing that can happen is your merchant services goes down or your credit card terminal goes down. Mm-hmm. You're waiting days to hear back from somebody.
Yeah. So let's not harp on that because we don't want to jinx anybody. Number one. But
well, they all have the virtual terminal to go back on. So there's no reason you should not be able to take payment from us. even if you throw your credit card terminal out the window.
There you go, guys. I mean, they have some built-in, some contingency plans there. But seriously, that's the great thing about this group is that like Zach's a practicing dentist. He was going to be in here either way, but I really wanted Jonathan in there because he has so much experience. But here's the thing. There's been times where someone had a question and I tag one of these guys. And if Zach is busy doing something, Jonathan's available or vice versa. But that's what's powerful. Okay. There's other companies out there. You could go with a bigger company, which I can already tell you right now, the bigger they are, you're probably paying a lot more. It's like opposite. You think you save money, but you're actually paying more. But good luck getting one of those guys on the phone, right? Yep. I mean, after you go through like 10 options, you might talk to someone and they're probably overseas, right? You can just Facebook message these guys. So that's what I love about that. Now, you know what? For those who are just jumping on now, you missed the demo, hit the rewind button, watch that stuff. But you know what? If you're not using these features, dude, you're only getting like a small percentage of what Apex does, right?
Yep.
So message Jonathan, maybe harass Zach to do a video tutorial so that he could just blast it out to you. Okay. I'm not putting any pressure on you, but yeah, maybe he'll do that. Right. And then you can watch the video like 10 times and do it yourself. So I love it. So let's talk about this, man. I am actually super excited. We always have a good time when we see each other. And you know what? We're actually going to see each other in a couple of weeks in Austin, Texas. I see Dr. Pham. He just typed in that you're going to be at the Dental Maverick Summit. And guys, yes, Dr. Pham's going to be on next week. Okay. But you guys are going to be at the Dental Maverick Summit, and you guys are going to have a sweet deal.
We are.
Are we? Should we have a deal?
We are sponsoring the Dental Maverick Summit, and we are going to have a show deal there, but kind of in honor of Dr. Vo, who is speaking at the summit. And just because the group's been so good to us, we're going to extend the show offer to all Nifty Thrifty docs as well, from basically tonight through the end of the conference.
Sure, yeah.
So can you announce what that deal is, or should we just go live at the summit and then everyone can know then?
I mean, if they want to take advantage of it now, they got to know what the deal is, right?
They do.
Jonathan, why don't you tell them what it is?
So, what we're going to do is we're going to do $100 off any Clover, which they're at price as is. I mean, that's a phenomenal deal. That's about 25% off. Or we'll do a free ICT 220, which is our standard terminal. That's a $220 value right there. So this is for any new clients that are brought in. We try to make the process really easy as we were kind of going into. I mean, send us a statement. We'll break it down. We send you the results, and that's it. We're not going to hound you. This is what we can do for you. If you'd like to move forward, let us know. I mean, I think a lot of people can vouch for us in that. There's no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of people that's commenting right now how much they like you guys. And really, actually, I'm going to bring this up right now because he's probably watching. So we have David. You just said that you sent the info in, and you got Zach and Jonathan never got back to you. Well, you know what? When we're done here, they're going to message you right away. But here's the thing, guys. I will tell you what, these guys are slammed, man, because, when everyone finds out like what good deal those rates are. So sometimes they get busy, but I promise you, they will come back, and sometimes these things happen. Okay. But David, look, I just acknowledge you right here. I'll make sure one of these guys hooks you up. And if you're going to be in Austin, beers on Zach.
David, if you're in Austin, beers are definitely on me. I apologize if we dropped the ball on that, but we'll definitely make it right to you.
I will say we are pretty responsive. I get messages through Facebook Messenger, through sometimes text. Really the best communication, if you want us to break down a statement, is email. Because we will not miss emails. Sometimes people will send those via Messenger, and it just gets convoluted with other stuff. That's usually the best. I don't mind answering questions and things like that, but for statement breakdowns, usually if you just ask us for our email address, that's the best way to do
I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So here's the thing, guys. Hopefully you learned a few things today for the current Apex users. Now you know all these other features that you should be taking advantage of. And for those who are not Apex customers yet, you know what? It doesn't hurt to send some statements over. And if you think about the reward you get when you get a better rate, I mean, that's something literally this one deal that you get could be the best deal you have all year. Really, and it's a deal that keeps on paying, right, from year on year on. So definitely take advantage of that. Message them, and Zach,
one last thing, Glenn. It truly is no obligation. We have no contracts. We have no early termination fees. We've got no application fees. Worst case scenario, you try us for a month, and you don't like our service, or you don't like the savings that we're giving you. You're free.
Like that,
Yeah. Not many people do.
You can always email Jonathan too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, awesome, man. Okay, guys. Hey, before we sign off here, I'll give you guys a chance to kind of say a few words before we jump on. So, Zach, Jonathan, anything you want to add on before you jump off here?
Well, the deal that we had, it's a great time for people to take advantage of. We will throw a little carrot at the end for the Dental Maverick conference for people that are there. There will be a little something special for people that are actually at that one, but this whole deal right here is pretty solid. But there's something a little special extra for that you have to find out at the conference if you attend.
Oh, I love that. I love
so
that.
secret.
I don't even know about that because I just made it up.
We're going to have something good, apparently.
Yeah. So look, guys, and you know what? I'm going to bring Dr. Pham on next week. We're actually going to do a live. The Dental Maverick Summit is going to be in 2 weeks. I'm going to be one of the speakers there. There's a whole lineup of really awesome speakers. And, you heard it from the guys themselves. They got something special if you sign up there, which it's Austin. And for those of you who are not from Texas and never been to Austin, Austin is a very unique city. We'll have a good time. These guys just told me they rented out like some kind of penthouse. So who knows about that? I don't know. We'll have to find all about that. But guys, thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you so much for helping everyone at Nifty Thrifty Dentists. And guys, message them. Send your statements over. And then if you're a current user, if you're not sure how to use those things, Zach and Jonathan's always there to help out.
Great.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
guys. See y'all later.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.